Welcome here to a very special edition of the Bearcat Breakroom. I am happy to be here with you. I'm, of course, on the road. It's been interesting here in my connection with Binghamton as we got everything set with Sydney Leitner. I was coming off of another Binghamton event, so that is why I am here dressed like I'm cold, because I am. So happy to be here with you and happy to be in this Bearcat Breakroom, sharing some time with Sydney here in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University. And of course, on Wake Up Call, we are inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. And because I'm traveling, I'm literally inside my car from Great Lakes Honda City, which is my 2025 Honda CRV. Sydney, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. So, doing a little light reading before we jumped into this. Sports was not originally your thing. So, how did you get into the world of sports?
I would say who snitched, but yeah, so I
David
truly
O'Brien.
was
I'm calling out the snitch. It's David.
So truthfully, I
Mhm.
was never like really a conventional athlete growing up. I did taekwondo for like 11 years. I wasn't really good at the team sports. Not
Okay.
because didn't enjoy it, but it just wasn't ever really my talent. And I mean, as a kid, I was like, hey, I'm not doing well. It's not really fun. And I was much more inclined to like play the piano, paint, work on the sciences. Like I've always loved like biology and chemistry and stuff. But then I actually, when I got into high school, I was like, oh, like I want to start getting in shape, working on my health. So I joined CrossFit with my mom at the time. And she's a borderline pro triathlon athlete. Like she's incredible. But so she one day was like, you're doing track. And I was like, that's really funny. And until one day she goes, no, like pack your track bag, like you're going to practice, because she had signed me up and didn't tell me. So I
Oh,
started in December of 2019. I was a short distance hurdler. I was not any good at it, so please don't go find the mile split. And then the pandemic hit, and I was pretty close with some of the cross country runners on the team. And just from there, started running a mile or two, three, four, and working my way up with them because I really enjoyed their company.
so you go from not being into the sports world to mom saying, pack your track bag. I signed you up. What was that first track meet experience like for you when mom was like, guess what? This is what you're doing. Like, what was that like? What was going through your mind, body, spirit at that time?
Yeah, I mean, of course, when I feel like when a lot of people are signed up to do something, especially like by your parents, they didn't tell you. At first, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. But thankfully, like I did actually have some friends who were on the team, which made it a pretty easy adjustment to go and just kind of like hang out with them. You know, my high school was never super serious about track, so it was nice, honestly, kind of a social hour.
So you go there, like you said, not really your thing. You shift into the cross country world. Was that a you decision? Was that like a, hey, I like elements of the track world, but I feel like this is a better fit for me? Like how did
Yeah.
cross country become your choice?
It honestly was the people that drew me into it, and that's something that has continued to keep me in the sport. The people that I have met through cross country, like the 800-meter runners, the distance kids, the 10K runners, we all share such a fantastic mindset. And getting to know, I guess, that initial group who pulled me into distance, they became some of like my best friends. Like I still keep in touch with them, definitely not as much as I would like to, but they were just like such a fun bunch. And I was like, hey, I'm in the middle of a pandemic. Like everything's shut down. I can't do martial arts. I'm not in school. Like, what else am I supposed to do? And running was like the perfect mix of like, I like the people who are getting me into it, and it's outside. Like, it was one of the safest activities I could think to do at the time.
People that don't know cross country think like, oh, you just start running and then get to a finish line and it's done. Like they don't know the essence of it, everything that goes into it. So how would you describe cross country to somebody that's like, oh, anybody could do that. You could just take off and run.
I mean, I'm a believer in the fact that anybody can run, and I think kind of my story is a testament to that, right? Like I started as a joke and ended up falling in love with it. And I don't think you have to be objectively great or pro level to do it, right? Like it doesn't make you a runner. You know, getting out
Yeah.
there and lacing up your shoes, that makes you a runner. If you never cross a finish line, like you are still a runner. And I think that racing cross country, I think with any other sport, it's just that atmosphere was so electric to take the training, which I already found fun, and turn it into a competitive, like rah-rah environment. That was really fun, and that's something that I even look forward to post grad, like with the marathon, right? Like even not running pro times, but just being like seeing the videos of people uplifting each other. I think that is like one of the most special things that like keeps me going and like makes the sport so special.
Yeah, and I love what you did with what I had said because I feel like there's more depth to simply just taking off and running because there's the training of it, right? There's the endurance of it. Like when some people say, "Oh, you could just go run a 40," and it's like your whole body goes into a 40-yard dash. So like you could tear your ACL, you could pull a
Yeah.
hamstring. So my point is kind of to the training of it, but I love how you took it where you said if you lace up your shoes and even if you never finish, you're a runner. Like you can be a runner. So I love the beauty of what you said, and then to kind of piggyback off of what you said into the fact that it's. I guess my point is it's not as simple as it looks in the sense of how much work you put in.
Yeah, we do. I do consider it like a full-time job, especially at this level, especially in college, especially D1. Um, Not necessarily in an obsessive aspect, but it is it's omnipresent in kind of all that I do every day. So it's intense. It's a full-time job, and they say do what you love. So
From not being into sports to, like you said, I'm joining it as a joke to you're a Division I athlete. Like that's incredible that
thank
you laced up your sneakers. Of course, you laced up your sneakers. You went out there and you don't just become a D1 athlete. I mean, you live in a world of such a tiny percentage of the trillions of people that will touch this earth. So, have you taken a moment to take a step back and go, this was never part of my original plan, and now here I am living in a world where I'm a Division I athlete. Like I can tell my children, my grandchildren, like everyone that I come into contact with, like I got to be a part of this very tiny group of human beings. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I feel really fortunate to be in this position. That was something that actually my athletics director told kind of like my graduating class at our signing ceremony, like for all of us that were going to college for sports. And he was like, you are part of, I think it was like 0.01% of athletes who will ever go Division One. And I think that even almost 5 years later now, like that's something that is really so special to me. Like this wasn't the plan. I'm lucky to be where I'm at. And on the days where I really don't want to go lace up my shoes, it does kind of give me something greater than myself to be like, no, like I worked hard to be here. There are people who have worked really hard to be here. Like I am on a team. I'm a part of
Yeah.
something greater, something bigger. Like go do it.
What I love about the Olympic sport world is I found that there's these unique it's like and you kind of already talked about it a little bit, but there's like a unique community of people that just rah rah, they cheer each other on, they're excited for each other. I've gotten to be around like the swimming and diving world, cross country, track and field, and you fall in love with the atmosphere. So how would you describe being a part of Binghamton cross country and what that atmosphere is like?
It's fantastic. I mean, definitely, like, I've seen so much growth in the program over the last 4 years. And I think one of the most fantastically consistent things about it is that every girl has each other's back. We are each other's best friends. We definitely, like, will have, like, our one or two, right? But we are such a connected team that truly just wants the best for each other, right? Like even if the team doesn't succeed or like achieve the goal that we wanted as a whole, we can still be happy for the person who PR'd, the person who had the race of their life, the person who fought through that mental battle. Like I am calling these girls on my worst days. I am calling these girls on my best days. Like they are my friends before they are my teammates, and I think that makes a fantastic, really like enduring supportive culture.
How quickly did that happen, that these relationships just came together?
I think I bonded with the older girls pretty, well, from my side, pretty easily as a freshman, if nothing else, just like from a role model or like an older sister perspective. And I think as I've gotten older, making that connection has come so much easier. Like I am living with two of the juniors on the team right now, and they are like my absolute best friends, like my bridesmaids, like those are my girls. And I think even as the freshman, I think I've become kind of that like older sister person that I looked up to so heavily when I was incoming, like as a freshman. So it's been nice, and it's been actually very thankfully easy to connect with these girls and make those special bonds.
What's it like to transition from the freshman looking up to the upperclassmen to being the upperclassmen that freshmen are looking up to?
It's a little bit pressure sometimes because I really did. I had such fantastic role models. I'm sure you know their names, but like Sophie, Aziza, EVT. I mean, I didn't share the team with Emily, but I mean, her presence has always been there. Carolyn Sheridan, like the list goes on and on. Liz, Cameron, right? I could go through the generations of athletes before me and give you a story about each one of them and how they've made me who I am. So to kind of now be in their shoes of like, those girls have helped instill my values, not just like in running, but in life. It's like, wow, I'm old. This is crazy. I feel like I'm still a freshman. And also it's just like I want to do a good job. They were so impressionable in the best ways, and I want to be like them. You know, I want to have that same everlasting like positive impression on the younger group of girls. I think that's really important to me.
Well, and I love that, the pay it forward approach. And, you talked about how they've helped you not just when it comes to sports, when it comes to cross country, but in life in general. What have been some of the greatest lessons learned life wise that you can connect to being a part of Binghamton cross country?
I think one of the strongest messages that I've kind of taken from not just the sport but this team is that like we are whole people before we are athletes. I think that's something that gets overlooked not just in life but especially in Division 1 athletics, right? Like prioritizing your mental health, prioritizing your physical health, prioritizing your passions and your hobbies. Not only does that make us happier in the long run, but I think it also makes us better at our sport in this moment, right? I enjoy other things, so I can take that happiness back to the team and back to the sport and back to my training. And I think just truly like believing that like that is okay as a Division 1 athlete to take a step back from time to time, to not have your sport be, the priority number one. Like that's okay because I know like the girls have shown me that like this team matters and this team is important and we put in the work not just for ourselves but each other. But if there's a day where, hey, you've got a test coming up, school's got to come first, I have to shorten my run by X miles, X minutes, that's okay because we want you healthy and we want you successful. And I think that's been really important and comforting to for me to kind of like believe and take in.
Talking to you makes me want to be a part of the team. Like it's crazy. Like but that's cool. That's great because like it's passion, right? Like I live my passion, right? Like I'm a storyteller. So whether it's comedy or it's writing a song or it's working on broadcasting or screenwriting, whatever it may be, it starts with being a storyteller. And I love that, and I'm passionate about it, and I'll stay up all night doing it because I care about it. But I get that from you. Like it's like this child whimsy. Like you're a professional, you're out here doing your thing, but you also look like you're just so playfully happy with it that like I feed off of that. So if it was you recruiting me, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll run. So I'm like, just know that you give off that positive energy
You're gonna
for
stick me
sure.
on recruiting duty even after my grad days. Coach is gonna have me come back.
That's right. That's right. So you said that you like things beyond the world of simply cross country. What are some of those hobbies?
So I mean, on top of being a runner and all that comes with that, I am a nursing student with Binghamton. I am an older sister. I still love painting and piano, so I definitely always go back to music, even if it's just sitting and listening, pulling out a good book. I love to read. As much as my younger brother doesn't text me back, I like to reach out to him and stay in touch with him. He's a freshman in college, so it's kind of nice to almost get flashbacks in a way. And then, I mean, I spend probably too much time, some of my friends would say, on school, and trying to do well on that. But in the same sense of running, I love what I do. I'm fortunate to be in Binghamton's nursing program. I've made some fantastic friends there, and I am excited to graduate in the spring and be a certified nurse, a registered nurse.
What made you want to get into the health profession of helping other people?
So my mom's been a nurse practitioner for God knows if I say the number of years, she'll be so mad because I'll give away her age. But she has been in it for quite a while and just kind of growing up, it was always nice to have somebody who was both parents, just like present in the home, being role models. Like she worked 3 days a week. She worked per diem after my brother and I were born. And yeah, she's definitely had hard days, but it was always refreshing to have her come home and be like, I love what I do and I wouldn't trade it for the world, and realizing kind of my affinity for talking with others, working with others, being with others, and just kind of my love for the sciences, I knew that I wanted to be kind of in this realm. And I plan on going to grad school for PA school, but I knew at the very least I wanted to be a part of a field and a part of the jobs that allowed me to be in healthcare. So I knew I had to find a program that would let me kind of take hold of that opportunity.
So, what is the hope? Is there a job, a place, something that is like, this is exactly where I want to be, or this is what I'm aspiring to do? Like, do you have a thought on that?
Yeah, I've definitely thought a couple years in the future. Again, plans can change. I'm open to anything, but I would like to go to PA school. That would be fantastic. I like kind of the operating room. I've been fortunate to shadow in a couple, and I really liked. I don't want to go to med school. I don't think my bank account and the loans could take that, so kudos to anybody who takes that on, but I will stick to the PA route. I also don't want to leave the bedside, which kind of gives me a nice balance of getting to see both worlds and do a little more in the operating stuff, which is definitely where I want to be. But place, I'm not picky. Specialty, I'm not picky. Again, the world is my oyster, is not to be too cheesy, but yeah.
That's true. So let everybody know your birthplace, like where you're from.
I'm from Westchester, so I'm from Yorktown. I'm like 45 minutes, hour north of the city, depending on traffic. And honestly, I wouldn't move far. I love it there. I've got family in the area. But yeah, I mean, I'm young, so not gonna stick myself somewhere.
There's no accent that I hear, which is which is interesting because many, I have had so many conversations with Binghamton University student athletes about New York versus New Jersey
Yeah,
and who has the best bagel, who has the best food in general, who has the best places to go. So, do you ever find yourself having playful conversations with upstate
oh,
versus downstate, New York versus New Jersey?
absolutely. So in the senior class, I am the only one who's not from Long Island. Everybody else, if I'm not mistaken, is from out east on Long Island. I am the only one from Westchester. So
Okay.
not only do I have to stand firm in the belief that like my bagel, I mean, that I love Westchester bagels, but I will
Mhm.
also draw the line that upstate is Poughkeepsie North. And they're like, no, 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 no. Anything north of the city is upstate. I'm like, you just grouped the entirety of like actual continental New York as upstate. Like the Metro North
Yeah.
goes all the way to Poughkeepsie, and I believe where the Metro North stops, upstate starts. And that is a hill that I will die on, and we've been having that banter, I think, since day one freshman year.
So, what's the bagel spot and what's the order?
I am a Bagel Emporium girl. There are a couple spots throughout Westchester, so find one, 10 out of 10 recommend. I am not super crazy with my order. I am nothing classic. Unfortunately, I am vegetarian, so I can't do salmon. I used to, and now I can't, so that makes my heart very sad. But I am tomato, avocado, cheddar, and two scrambled eggs on a toasted sesame bagel, pre-race, post long run. Any day I have extra time or extra cash on me, I'm going to Bagel Emporium.
Okay, I like it. I'm hungry, so that was a bad question for me to ask right now.
Sorry.
So, so guy, what is your favorite besides food and besides being with family? What is like your favorite thing to do when you're home?
Oh goodness. Honestly, sightsee. I feel like Westchester definitely, like, especially where I'm at in northern Westchester, I've got
Yeah.
really great access to cross over into Rockland County, go north into like Putnam County. Hiking, I can take a train that's 10 minutes away straight into the city, spend a day in the city. I have family on Long Island, so I honestly I like to travel outside of Westchester. But
Yeah.
even within, there's so many different towns, each with like a different vibe to them. So I'll go shopping in Chappaqua or Mount Kisco or go down to White Plains, which is like a smaller city for like dinner. So I like to kind of get out of the house and just kind of see. I like to do.
Do you drive or do you prefer someone else to drive if it's close to the city?
I prefer to drive, and maybe that is a little bit neurotic of me, and I'm sure my passenger is not super thrilled if I'm being honest. However, I prefer to drive.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with you because when you drive, you know that you're in control. So, like
And the
to
city
you,
is so unpredictable. So, like, it's
yes,
certainly not easy driving. Um, but yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely it'll throw you for a loop.
you have a sweet and clear theater voice. Does that change when you're driving in the city?
No, if anything, it gets worse.
I'm gonna say, do you have like road rage?
Am I allowed to admit that? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can admit that. Yeah.
yes. My poor passenger, I usually try and give them earmuffs or at least a warning. Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
So,
yeah.
so this very kind, like sweet voice
Changes.
will,
It will change.
and it swears. Does it yell or does it swear or does it do both? It does.
Unfortunately, you can ask my mom. She's been on the phone with me more times than I care to admit through the Apple CarPlay, and she'd be like, "What did the driver in front of you just do?" And yeah, I get my mouth from her for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom, same thing. She'll be
Yep.
like, I don't like talking to you when you're driving. And I said,
She's
why? And she's like, because you're always saying
who's
stuff.
yelling.
And then I get in the car with her for 2 minutes and I look at her and I go, where do I get it from? Where?
I
Where could
wonder.
I possibly have gotten it from?
I
And she just
wonder.
looks at me and smiles. And then the next day when she's on the phone with me, she's like, why do you talk like this? And I'm like, Ma, we already handled this. Like, I'm
Yeah,
your child.
I'm your child. This is all you. Like, I love my dad. He's fantastic. I get all of my driving from my mom.
I do have to ask you this. You said your brother's a freshman in college. Where does he go?
He is currently studying chem engineering at Lehigh. So
So
Patriot.
he's at Lehigh. What's
Yeah.
his first name?
Dylan.
I was gonna guess that. I'm not even lying. Hand to God, I was
Really?
gonna guess that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I do like that. God and I, we got it. We have a thing. I don't know what it is. So I was literally gonna go Dylan. So hi, Dylan. I hope you're watching this. You need to text your sister. You have to answer your phone. She loves you, and you need to talk to her more. And I'm going to challenge you to tell her one nice positive thing a week about why you like her being your sister. So you, Dylan, need to text Sydney, and I'm going to be keeping tabs on you, Dylan, throughout the year, just so you know.
Well, now he's never gonna text me. Now that's it. Now he's gonna block me.
No, I'm going to be on him. So I will troll you, Dylan. We will find a way, but I can't troll you. Trolls are so vile. But I will check up on you, Dylan, from time to time. So let's play some rapid fire, Sydney.
Love
We can
rapid
ask
fire.
each other any topic,
Hmm.
any question, literally anything in the world. People all over the world are watching and listening. No pressure. So you can ask me the first question.
Where are you from?
I am from Syracuse, New York, born and raised, and I have lived in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Kissimmee, Florida, right outside of Orlando. And I chose to come back here. Happy I did. Got to see my grandmothers before they passed. Got to take care of my G mama, my mom's mom. And I couldn't think of a better place to put my name on my business and to build from the city that had my back then and has my back now. So I got the best of both worlds. I get to be in my hometown and I get to literally travel the world. So I get to see everything and then come back here. Florida is my second hub. My third would probably be North Carolina. So I'm very spoiled. God has given me a very beautiful life, and I love the fact that I feel like I'm here, but then like I get to be everywhere, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome. And I'm sorry about your Gmail.
Thank you. Yeah, she's the best. Lived to be almost 101. So,
Wow.
yep, still the closest person to me. She's gonna be hard to top. I will say that.
I'm sure
My
grandmas are
question,
untouchable.
yeah, they are. Do you have grandparents that are still
I
here?
do. Yeah, I do. Thankfully, knock on wood, may they live forever.
Yes, and make sure that you. My best advice that I could ever give you is go and see them, give them a hug and a kiss, get to the door, turn around, run back, give them another hug and a kiss, tell them you love them a million times until they get annoyed with you, and don't leave before you run back from that door probably three, four, 5 times.
Deal.
So, what are their names?
My paternal grandmother is Barbara and Michael, and then my maternal side is Howard and Catherine.
Barbara, Michael, Howard, Catherine. Love up this girl and Dylan, even if he doesn't call you back, but make
Don't
sure you
forget about
love
the
up
younger
these kids.
brother.
Yeah, make sure you love up these kids. And for you and Dylan, I don't have to tell you, but make sure you spend as much time as you possibly can. You're never going to regret the time you spend with your grandparents. So, my question back to you is what is your favorite thing to do with your grandparents?
I like to paint. My grandma and I will go to something called Muse Paint Bar in White Plains, that city I mentioned. And
Yeah.
now that I'm officially 21, we'll grab a drink and we'll paint and we'll just chit chat. It's a really nice way for us to do like a nice low key activity together.
I love that. What's the best thing that like you have painted her and she's painted? That's kind of like my 1B.
I painted, unfortunately, this wasn't at Muse Paint Bar and is no way a reflection of any talent, but I did a paint by number of a water scene in Venice. She's always wanted to see Europe, and I figured that was the closest thing I could get, short of a $1,000 plane ticket. So I painted her that, and I believe. I have it up in my room actually. It's a bumblebee and a flower that she recently painted. So she was like, I don't think anybody wants this. And I was like, no, like I want it. Please. So I have that hanging on my wall up at school now.
And which grandma is this again?
That is Barbara, my dad's mom.
So keep painting with grandma, Barbara. Love it. And I have my great uncle's painting. It's in my office. So I think it's really cool that you have that. So make sure that that travels with you. I don't have to tell you that, but I'm sure it will.
Everywhere I
What
go.
is Love it. What is your next question for me?
Have you ever owned any pets?
Yes, I have a daughter. Her name is Lily, and she is my kid. I am convinced that God put my daughter's soul in this baby, and she's the greatest. I don't understand how she's intelligent like she is, the love that she gives, and people get very jealous because she will lick your hand, she will lick your arm, she will lick your leg, but she will only lick my face.
Oh,
And so she attacked my face today, and I appreciate it. But no, she's just a she's I don't even I don't like if you saw her with me for the day and you were like, there's no way an animal can be the child of a human, and you saw her with me, you'd be like, but that one changed my mind. And yeah, I mean it's cool. Like I love our adventures, and she's my best friend. And I really think that, and I tell her this all the time, and I say this to God. I mean, I want to be a dad. I wanted to have a family my whole life. It's hard to find love in today's world. So it's hard to find a traditional family in today's world, but I believe in it still. And I tell her all the time, I'm like, if you're the only kid I ever get, then I got overblessed. So she's my ride or
what kind
die.
of a
I
furry
keep
friend?
right. What'd you say?
What what kind of furry friend? Like,
She's my dog. She's a Havanese.
oh,
And so she is 10 pounds.
oh, she's
She,
tiny.
yes, she sits on my shoulder, and she has tried to drive around my neck like a scarf. And yeah, so she's very much like all up on my shoulders and stuff. And one day they weighed her, and normally they'll weigh her and it's like whatever point something. And then one day they weighed her to a hundredth of a decimal point. I don't know why. And she was 10.21, which is my birthday.
No
So
kidding.
yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, she's cool. She's awesome. She's spoiled.
as it
And
should be.
I tell people all the time that I aspire to be the father that she treats me like. So yeah.
That's
She
really awesome.
gives me more credit than I deserve. But thank you for that question. My
Yeah.
question back to you. Hmm. If you could have an all-inclusive, like your trip is paid for, it's like you won this trip. Where would you want to go? You can take one person you know, and you could take one celebrity. So where do you go and who do you take?
Oh my gosh. Um, wow. I'd probably say Switzerland or Sweden. Both are gorgeous mountain countries from my understanding, and please, no geography nerd, check me on any of this. But
Yeah.
between hiking in the summer, lakes, skiing, food, culture, so enticing. I feel like I would be doing my brother a disservice if I didn't take him skiing with me in the Swiss Alps at least once as his sister. So I have to take him. Um, Celebrity. Wow, I feel like I have to be like careful here. Who am I gonna take? I feel like I'm like 2 seconds from going through my Instagram list. Who am I gonna take with me? It might be like a classic move to say Zendaya. I mean, because she's everything anybody could ever want in life. But like, oh my gosh, who would I take? I'm like blanking on every celebrity I've ever known. Trying to think of a recent movie. Oh, I mean Scarlett Johansson, I feel like you can't go wrong with either. I feel like both are very fun presenting celebrities. So either one of them.
Okay, that's fair. Dylan, she just said she would take you on a trip. Text her back. Because
Or
when
no
she
Swiss
wins
Alps. It's not
this,
happening.
I'm going to tell you this right now. When she wins and she texts you and you don't answer, she's going to have to take somebody else. And if she's taking Scarlett Johansson, then she's taking me because hello. So, what is your final question for me?
My final question. If you could go anywhere in the world, you get 24 hours there, start to finish,
Mm,
somewhere you
okay.
haven't gone, but you only get 24 hours. Where are you going?
I am going to Spain to see my family.
Oh, where are they in Spain?
They, well, I have a cousin. I don't know if he's still doing this, but he was the mayor of two cities by Madrid.
Wow.
So we're gonna go to Madrid, and I mean we're gonna go see them. So probably by there and 24 hours with them, food, beach, dancing,
Yeah.
laughing, quality time. So yeah, I need to. I really want to go to Spain, and I think that I'm doing that soon.
Spain
So,
is fantastic. I've been to Barcelona once. It was awesome.
okay, I guess this is not my question, but I have to ask you this. What can you tell me about Spain?
Very little. I think, unfortunately, I mean, I was there for roughly 4 days with one of my teammates, Austin. We were visiting an old teammate who was doing a semester abroad. I think the culture was so positive. I loved it. And as a woman who was training individually, like by herself, I felt very safe, which was very comforting and very nice to see. The food
Yeah,
was fantastic. That relaxed, almost stereotypical European, like laissez-faire, it'll all get done way of life was amazing. The beaches were gorgeous. The club scene was so much fun. No offense, Binghamton, but it'll never compare to Barcelona. The views were stunning. We saw, I believe, it's La Sagrada Familia, which was again just jaw-dropping. I spoke a little bit of Spanish in high school and middle school, so it was actually really fun to kind of get to use that knowledge base again. I had a blast and would love to go back for a longer period of time. It was awesome.
I love how you said I could tell you a little bit, and then everything you told me, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So, yeah, I mean, now I want to go more, and
Got it.
every time I hear about Spain, I just want to go. So, shout out to Spain. I'm going to tag my family in this so that they can see this. My final question for you, Sydney. Hmm. If we were to create a dish that is the Sydney Leitner, it's like your meal, your thing. What is on that plate? What's your signature thing?
Oh my gosh. That's so not cool as somebody who likes to cook. That's not nice because I just actually pulled cookies out of the oven too. Oh my gosh. I mean, my favorite comfort food of all time is gonna have to go mac and cheese. I do broccoli mac and cheese sometimes, but I know that green element might ward people off. Probably bacon mac and cheese, sauteed
Okay.
green beans on the side. Grew up eating it. Comfort food, post long run food. If I'm ever arrested on a life sentence or on a death sentence, that is my final meal. That would probably be like, if I'm starting a culinary page, that is the first recipe I am putting up there.
Who made it for you the first time?
My mom.
Mom. Nice.
Mom.
So, and now you make it. So who's better, you or mom?
Dylan, I'm throwing you under the bus here. I'm gonna say me. I love my mom, but I have been a little bit more experimental with my spices. And I didn't tell my brother that I put in different spices, but he was like, "Wow, this is great." I was like, pat myself on the back for that
Awesome.
one. So, mom makes it the way mom makes it, and that almost automatically puts her higher. But from objective point of view, I'm gonna take the trophy on that one.
All right. Well, Ma, you heard it here first, and apparently Dylan was involved. So, with that being said, for Sydney Leitner here, cross country, Binghamton University for these Bearcats, and honestly, one of my favorite positive, lighthearted, genuine conversations. Sydney, you get a second trophy for being an awesome guest. So, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for being such a fantastic host. I had a great time.